This is a psychic reading for Jeffrey Epstein. When I connect to his energy, I see it coming in at a green. Something about hard working showing up here. Very dedicated to what he does. He would be a good person to have working for you if, um, you know, if you were doing something that he was wholeheartedly believing in. Um, very disciplined in that manner. I see him like taking notes and being very on point about what he's doing. Almost like he could be a spy. Um, it's like he's really able to study a situation and really figure out like all the little details about what's going on. I'm seeing him like being sort of like a investigative journalist slash researcher on some regards. Not that he literally is, but he's like, you know, on a spiritual level, that's kind of where his energy is at. Um, it's like this really enabled him to succeed and kind of get away with what he did to some on some level. Of course, he didn't get away with it all in the end, obviously, but looks like he had a lot of that energy working for him. Kind of analytical. It's not so much analytical like analyzing. I mean, he is analyzing, but it's more like really being able to see through a situation, like kind of read someone and kind of know exactly how to go about something in that regard. I'm seeing him as what looks like he's kind of like a little boy, and he sees his. It's like he sees like his mom or like women's breasts who are like older than him, and it's kind of inappropriate or whatever. And what this is signifying to me is he just kind of had like this kind of like taboo kind of approach to things. And I'm not seeing him really like pursuing this so much on his own. It looks like there is some. It looks like he was kind of caught up in that as a child, and it's just kind of like a weird like thing, or people like watch porn or whatever they do. It's kind of like not like something like that he was seeking out so much. But I'm seeing there's a lot of outside influence, and it looks like for him like he kind of had a fascination in these things, and like you know the kids, children, you could yeah. He had like kind of a sick fascination, like his mind would kind of go sick places, but it wasn't like he would so much act it out on his own. I'm seeing him like just like like observing, being an observer, watching kids, and it being kind of like this weird thought in the back of his mind, like sexual thoughts. Not even necessarily that he wanted to, but it was more like a curiosity, more like it would just be like he didn't like have this insatiable drive, but it was more like this curiosity, just like oh, that would be an interesting experience or whatever, you know. But it looks like what really kind of pushed him was, I'm seeing outside influences. I'm seeing well, I'm definitely seeing this other woman that looks like Ghislaine Maxwell, I would assume, who is now in court as of 2020. Um, or she's in prison or whatever, awaiting the court trial. But either way, I'm seeing her kind of like making it okay for him to do these things, like her kind of being the one who makes it okay for him, like morally, on some level. Like he's more of an observer, and she's like, oh, but you can have this. Let's make this happen. Let's, you know, like let's make this real. You know. Although I do also see that he was kind of involved in this stuff um, without her as well. So it's not like just like she did it all or anything like that. Of course, this is just the gist of the situation, you know. But I am seeing. It looks like a politician's face here. I don't really want to say who it is because it's kind of too controversial, but let's just say it's a someone who funds a lot of social movements that has to do with mostly left-wing ideology, but you know, kind of like a banker type of dude. So I don't know if this is him in particular or just like that type of person, but it looks like that's what's coming up for me. Um, that has something to do with him and influencing him. Let me see what this is about. I don't know, I see a phoenix coming up, like made out of fire. I don't know exactly what that means, but that's what I'm seeing. Trying to understand what this means. What is this? It's not. Yeah, this is like a symbol of some sort. Let me see really quick. Okay, so this kind of represents being larger than life, and like the way that the phoenix kind of is immortal in some way. It's kind of like being beyond human, if that makes any sense. And so it's kind of like this idealism, and this looks like some type of energy that is like driving these people in some manner. Let me see what this is about. Kind of like a philosophy, I guess you could say. Kind of like how people go watch a scary movie for the thrill of it, and it kind of makes you feel like you've almost conquered death on some level. It's kind of like that sort of situation. Um, it looks like this philosophy is shared with a lot of people in the military, or military-minded people at least, if not literally people in the military. It's like that type of mindset, I guess you could say. Let's see what else comes up here. I'm gonna clear all this out. Let's see what else comes up for Jeffrey Epstein. So I'm saying Jeffrey Epstein eating an ice cream cone, eating ice cream off of an ice cream cone. I don't know what this is about. And it looks like Ghislaine Maxwell is behind him. There's other people behind him too. Um, and he's just, it's like this ice cream is like a carrot dangled in front of a horse that like makes it walk. It's like that sort of thing. He's just kind of being fed, so to speak. And this has to do with like all the, all the corruption and whatnot. Um, but it's like these people behind him, they're like kind of far away. Like it's like they're behind him, but they're not like right behind him, if that makes any sense. It's like kind of spread out throughout the world. Like a little bit over here, a little like all over in different continents, like very spread out. Um, this is like businessmen. So I'm gonna go ahead and see more about Jeffrey Epstein himself. It's like I see Ghislaine Maxwell with like a whip, like symbolically like whipping him, like he's a horse or something, you know. And this is of course, this is symbolic of what's going on. And it looks like she was really driving him, and he was kind of just going along with things, you know. But it looks like she was really pushing him more than he would have done on his own. It looks like she was like the fire, so to speak, like the fire energy, pushing things, making things happen, you know. Um, he was just almost like a spoiled kid almost. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this reading because I'm just trying to do a super quick one today. Alright, hope that was interesting. If you like this video, check out my other videos. Give it a thumbs up or like it. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.